Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. The waiting is over. This video is going to go out on the 4th of May 2018 at 8 o'clock 8 o'clock in the morning UK time. And in this video is the first part of the interview that I did with Boris. Boris, one of the founders of Minexcoin, and also with Aravik, who's one of the customer support managers. And if you're not familiar with Minexcoin, I do invite you to check out some of the videos that I've done on it. I'll click on the playlist, will be at the end of this video and in the description below. And Minexcoin is a coin that offers passive income through a process called parking. All right, now if you are a holder of Minexcoin and you're on the Telegram group, I do recommend you join that Telegram group. You will know about this interview that's been coming up. It's been a long time waiting, and let me just take you to the team. Okay, and so this is Boris Shulyaev. He's the founder and CEO. I got to interview him. Ruslan's the CTO, and Alexei Marinich, the Chief Marketing Officer. But who I got to interview was Boris and also Aravik. Aravik is one of the customer support managers. These are all the customer support managers, and they manage, apart from Alexander, who is at the local university, and he's the financial analyst, but the others are customer support managers, and they moderate the Telegram group, which in my opinion, the Minexcoin Telegram group is the best Telegram group. There's no nonsense tolerated on that group whatsoever. Now, I'm very, very grateful to Boris and to Aravik because they gave up. They came into the office on 2 consecutive public holidays in the Ukraine. It was 2 Labor Day holidays. We didn't get everything done on the first day, and they came back on the second day to finish up. So I really do appreciate that, and thank you very much for that to both of them. And also thank you to Boris for agreeing to have this interview. Boris's first language isn't English, and I think it takes something to conduct an interview largely in English, because I was asking in English, and in a language that you're not necessarily competent in. I know I couldn't conduct any sort of interview in Ukrainian or Russian. Now, what I did in the interview was, for the interview, is I sent these questions to Boris a few weeks beforehand. And these are questions that I came up with. They're also questions that have been submitted by people in the Telegram group. And there is some really, really juicy information that I got out of asking these questions. So thank you very much for that. So I do recommend you listen to all sections of the interview. Do watch out for it. Do subscribe. Hit the notification bell, or rather click on it so then you know when a video is coming out. Click the like or the dislike button. And please donate comments, or if you're a Minexcoin holder, then what there is to do is to park comments on this video and subsequent videos. And the more comments I get, the higher up my video shows on the YouTube algorithm, and it just supports this channel growing. So thank you very much. Over to the first part of the interview. Oh, just one thing before I do that. We had to split the interview up into many, many sections so we could take breaks. I don't know. I mean, it was over 4 to 5 hours they gave me of their time, which is very generous of them. And I have some very, very exciting information in these interviews, and right at the end. All right. Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich working with you to get rich with crypto. And I'm really sorry about my voice. I lost my voice over the weekend. But nevertheless, I'm here now on April. This video is being recorded on Monday, April the 30th. And with me is Boris from Minexcoin. Boris, I'm so sorry, I forgot your last name. And Aravik, I know your last name begins with A, right? So Boris is Boris Shulyaev, the CEO of Minexcoin and MinexSystems, one of the founders. And also Aravik. Aravik is an extraordinary administrator on the Telegram group, one of the best Telegram groups that I've ever been a member of. Largely, I think, because of Aravik and her team, because they keep everybody well behaved. So there's no messing about on that Telegram group. There really isn't. So the conversations remain sensible and sober. I'll have a link to the Telegram group in the description below. So if you haven't signed up, please do sign up. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have been waiting for this interview since I think November last year. Now, there's a problem with Boris and the team, a couple of problems. They are very dedicated to Minexcoin and developing the Minexcoin ecosystem. They have more attention on that than talking to some random YouTuber who just wants to chat to them about Minexcoin. So I appreciate that. They're very busy and committed. And Boris, what happened was a few weeks ago, I sent them questions. Boris and his team have prepared answers to the questions. The questions are here as a reminder to me. And yes, and also Boris is going to go through answers. Aravik is here because she's fluent in Ukrainian, Russian, English, and Lord knows what else. Boris is fluent in Russian and Ukrainian, and I'm going to be a little bit naughty with him right now. He's much better at English than he thinks he is. His English is a whole lot better.
Thank you.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much for making yourself available, especially because today is Labor Day in the Ukraine. It's a public holiday. So I appreciate you both coming in on your day off.
That's why that I have a lot of time to
yes, and the blockchain never sleeps.
It doesn't.
All right. So now when you speak, if you could make sure that you are close to the microphone so that people can hear you, because otherwise one of the problems is I come out really loud and you guys are quiet. You know, maybe even hold it up or something if that's works for you.
No, just...
That's good. That's good.
That's good?
That's good. Very good. All right. Well, look, would you like to start, Boris, by just both of you very briefly just introducing yourself? And then, Boris, you can give us the background to MinexCoin.
You know, the record is on?
Yeah, we're recording. Would you like me to stop?
Okay, let's start our interview.
Yes.
I would like to start interview from the story why we had reached to make MinexCoin.
Sure. Before you do that, could you just say a little bit about yourself, your background, you know, your professional history?
So I'm a businessman during maybe more than 30 years.
Right.
I started to make a business when I was just 14.
Okay.
So that's why that I have big experience in several businesses.
What sort of businesses were they?
I have a building company. I was working the government, in the government company.
Okay.
Just trade natural gas.
Right.
So, and nearly 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I started to understand and to teach the blockchain, learn the blockchain. So the point of точкой входа для меня была майнинг.
So my first step into blockchain technology was mining, actually.
Right.
Cryptocurrencies.
Then, as being a professional economist, I was started to learn more about cryptocurrencies, such as how they could help the economics in the world.
Right.
Because I saw many of problems in economic and world economic. So
I did it. So I did it.
So I did it. I'm starting.
Okay. Thank you for that. And your businesses, Are they still running? Were they successful?
Я ушел от управления этими компаниями, но эти компании есть у меня в активах, и они дают возможность мне финансировать в том числе разработки.
I'm not managing those companies at the moment, but they are active and they also give me opportunities to use their backgrounds and their probably some kind of facilities in my current business.
Great. Okay, good. Because to me that says something. See, I have never run a successful business. So if I said I'm starting up a business, you may not be confident in my new business, right? But you have from what you've said, you have a successful track record of running businesses. Okay. Arvik, would you please introduce yourself?
Tell me about myself. Well, I didn't own any businesses and I didn't run them. I usually work for them, and my work usually is about English translations. So I learn a lot during my so-called career because I changed several companies and they have all worked in different fields, right. Starting with British pig breeding companies and finishing with blockchains.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, now Boris, I know you wanted to give a background to Minexcoin. Yeah. Now Boris is good. He wrote out this really great detailed background, so I appreciate him taking the time. So would you like to please give us that?
I would like to make a Minex system, Minex ecosystem, more clear.
Yes.
So that I have to introduce Minex ecosystem. Let's start our interview from the story why we had a wish to make Minexcoin. Now, being a professional economist, I see problems we have with the existing fiat system,
yes.
which built on declining social essence of the money and inflation nature of the money.
Right.
In other words, we use the fiat money that we did not recognize personally. It means that we personally don't like the fiat money.
Right.
Because the government also regulate inflation as they wish. And so the people's work to decrease in value. This causes more and more distrust for the fiat money from one side. On the other side, inflation results in crisis, which has happened more and more often. In my opinion, with crisis number increase and the time between them decrease, economy has less and less time to recover.
Yeah.
So in some 10, 15 years, we will literally see continuous crisis.
Okay. And
this is why that people started to trust cryptocurrencies. To my mind.
Right.
It's a reason. It's a reason. From my point of view, being aware about this problem along with lack of any solution to it by professional economists, it is the reason why governments of the leading economies do not prohibit cryptocurrencies. I saw this reason. They want to see how they work and check if social awareness will form a new economic theory. Cryptocurrencies are also not perfect, to my mind, because they have a deflation nature. In its turn, the deflation nature does not encourage production production growth rate. This is the reason why we work not only to produce Minexcoin as a coin and commodity, but to create a complete economic system which is aimed at and is able to solve the problem of cryptocurrency deflation nature from our point of view. We don't want to make Minexcoin as the money, not the commodity. Money have four roles in economy. First, a means of savings and increasing the value. This role is being implemented by our first product is MinexBank. Second, be an equivalent of the value. External exchanges and our upcoming Minex exchange, along with the new products, credit cards and ATMs, help with this. At this point. Third, means of exchange and force means of payment. This is why we work hard to implement Minex platform. We are all interesting and useful startups can be traded, attract investments and pay their dividends in Minexcoin. Just in Minexcoin, only in Minexcoin. Minex Merchant, Minex Market will give opportunity to exchange goods and services using Minexcoin. I can assure that from technical point of view, all these products and their effective work is more than possible as soon as we implement our projects, atomic swaps, lightning networks, and smart contracts, and we're working on it. I don't understand and fully realize the scope of work we should do to implement this. This is not the work to be done within 1 year, sure, but I believe we have proved our commitment to the product, to the project, to the community within the last 2 years of operation. Thank you. I can confidently say that several funds are interested in our developments, and they clearly expressed their will. Once again, I can confidently say that several funds are interested in our developments, and they clearly expressed their will to finance not only some separate products from the system, but the entire ecosystem itself. For example, in May, I'm going to carry several meetings with a number of financial companies and investing funds in London. As of today, more than 50 people are working in MinexSystems Ltd. In company and involved in development of the Minexcoin ecosystems, and we are planning to increase the number of developers up to 200.
Wow.
We are really trying to do that. Besides, MinexSystems has been working to create products in AR and VR fields.
Yes, and for those who don't know, that's augmented reality and virtual reality. And this is the first I've heard of this. Products in AR and VR.
And for example, a demo version of the AR application, it means shooter game,
right,
will be introduced in the market of June or July. In June or July, it's ready to enter to the market. So we can proudly say that in the process of the AR and VR development, we have come to involve solutions which have no analogues in the world, and will be patented under our company name. Basically, it is an effective synchronization of several devices during one session. It's it's a new one this time.
Okay.
And it gives possibility to play with one virtual object for several peoples, several devices in same time. And I would like to highlight once again that Minexcoin is not a hype coin but a long-term project, and it should be considered as so. The coin itself is just fuel to be used in ecosystem. And now, Kriterish, I will try to answer some of the questions that you asked.
Sure. I think some of the questions I asked you've answered, but some of what you said has got me thinking about new questions, right? And just thank you so much, because not only can you speak and read English, you can write English. I can do nothing in Russian or Ukrainian. And right now, I can barely speak English as well. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Now, I know that inflation is bad, because it means that instead of, $1 will buy me 1 liter of milk, and with high inflation, $2 will buy me the same liter of milk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how deflation is bad. Could you explain?
Because if you receive from your job,
yes,
from your work, $1 today, and you can buy today 1 liter of milk, and tomorrow you can buy for this $1 1.5 liter of milk.
Right.
You will not buy it today.
No. No.
So that's why that suppose demand. Suppose the demand. So that's why the demand with deflation, within deflation, will be much more lower.
Right.
And the producers will have a crisis of war.
Okay.
Nobody will buy some goods, because tomorrow your money will cost more. So that's why the Bitcoin cannot be used as a money, because nobody wants to pay it.
Right.
Pay by Bitcoin, because everybody think that tomorrow the price will be gross.
Okay, that's very clear. So so then you have to have a little bit of inflation. Yeah.
Yeah. That name, this theory that inflation. Okay, I'll try to explain in Russia, and
yes.
Arevik will translate.
Yes.
We'll try to translate. Эта экономика, этот принцип экономики, основанный на инфляции, пришел к нам совсем недавно.
This principle of economics, which is based on inflation, came to us fairly recently in the 1930s.
И эта экономика называется кейнсианская экономика.
This economics is called Keynesian economy.
Keynesian.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not good.
It's okay.
Потому что была предложена таким ученым Кейнсом.
Because Keynes was the scientist who offered this kind of economy theory.
И она основана на том, что инфляция порождает спрос.
So this theory was based on the basis that inflation gives demand
Right.
for some goods, for products.
Поэтому денег становится все больше и больше.
So they make more and more money.
Print.
They print more and more money.
И эта экономика предусматривает цикличные кризисы.
And that economy also has a cycle crisis in its model.
Но проблема в том, что кризисы,
But the problem is that the crisis,
кризисы становятся все чаще и чаще.
they come again and again, and they happen more and more often.
И поэтому дальше они будут еще чаще.
And the longer it takes, the more often they occur.
И экономики не будут восстанавливаться.
So the economists would not have enough time to recover actually after the previous crisis.
И мы в любом случае неизбежно, рано или поздно,
So in any case, later or early or later,
мы придем к постоянному кризису.
we'll come to one continuing crisis.
Если будем пользоваться, если будем продолжать работать в условиях кейнсианской
If we
экономики.
go on using this kind of economy the Keynesian scientists offer.
Об этом говорят все абсолютно, большинство ученых, экономистов.
Most of the economists and scientists who work with economy talk about it.
Okay.
Но на другого принципа экономики пока не разработали.
But currently there is no other theory for economy.
Right, okay. And then how does the Minexcoin system or Minex system address all those challenges?
Мы считаем, что для того, чтобы MinexCoin стала или любая другая валюта,
We think that
платежным средством,
to make MinexCoin or any other currency or cryptocurrency a valid money,
она должна отвечать 4 требованиям.
it should play all 4 roles I've been talking about in my introduction.
Right. Okay. So that's saving. It should be, I can't remember them, I didn't make notes. So one is saving.
First, saving.
Yeah.
Second is...
means of exchange.
Second is keeping... Second, to be an equivalent of the value.
Yeah.
Third, means of exchange.
Yeah.
And fourth, means of payment.
Okay, means of payment, means of exchange, a store of value, and a form of saving.
Mm-hmm.
Great, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Поэтому каждая в отдельности проект в MinexSystems решает часть задач. Одна решает одну задачу, другая другую задачу.
Now, every single product from MinexCoin ecosystem solves different tasks that correspond to those roles.
Right. So you got the Minex Bank, which is the means of saving,
mm-hmm.
which I like very much.
It's a first one.
Yeah.
We cannot make the merchant and market before we will achieve the second one. Is the second one, as you remember, that is being an equivalent of value.
Yes.
So that's why that now we work hard about on the exchanges. So мы думаем, что если выход в фиатные деньги, вывод из криптовалюты в фиатные деньги будет лучше, удобнее и дешевле через MinexCoin,
mm-hmm.
то MinexCoin станет эквивалентом ценности криптовалют.
We actually think that if moving to fiat money using MinexCoin will be cheaper, easier, and more convenient for the users, we think that MinexCoin then will have a lot of value.
Yes. Oh, definitely. I can't wait for the credit card. and we shall come to that. We shall come to that. Okay. So look, thank you so much for that. Shall we go through the questions that I sent you? Would you like to do that, or shall we just keep chatting?
As for you,
let's go through the questions. Yeah.
for me, it will be better to make.
What? Boris wants some break.
Oh, would you like to have a break? Okay, then. All right, we're back. This is part 2 of my interview with Boris Shulyaev and Aravik. So we're just going to go straight into the questions. Please do listen to part 1 if you haven't already. That will give you a background. These are the questions that I sent you, some that you've worked through. So I think we've covered, in part 1, we've covered the history and the background to it. So just some general questions. There were 2 ICOs. Why were there 2 ICOs?
I try to answer you. Just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Почему было 2 ICO?
Why we have 2 ICOs?
По-моему, мы были первыми, кто проводил ICO в 2 этапа.
I think we were the first company to handle 2 stages of ICO.
Сейчас это достаточно распространенная.
Nowadays it is quite popular and widespread.
Первая стадия ICO была
First
приватной.
stage was a private one.
Потому что я должен был понять, насколько
Because I needed to understand
как эта идея будет воспринята инвесторами.
How would investors accept and understand the idea of the project?
Right.
I wanted to estimate and how likely they are to invest into such a project.
Okay.
Поэтому я на первой стадии я в основном обратился к своим друзьям, бизнесменам.
That's why during the first ICO stage, I generally was talking to my friends, businessmen.
Right.
Потому что у меня их много.
Because I have a lot of them.
Я бизнесом занимаюсь уже достаточно много лет.
I've been doing business for quite a long time, as you already know.
Yeah.
И среди моих знакомых есть также люди, которые входят в список Forbes.
And I also have some guys among my friends who are in Forbes lists.
Поэтому я предложил в первую очередь и протестил отношения.
So I may probably say that I've tested the ICO and the project on my friends and those who are around the business.
И когда я понял, что эта идея интересна,
when I understood that this idea is interesting for the business,
мы предложили второй этап ICO для.
We started the second stage of the ICO, which was opened to everyone who wanted to take part.
Но стоит заметить, что первая презентация
But we should also know that the first presentation
была задолго до того, как был объявлен даже первый этап.
Took place much earlier than the first stage of the ICO was started.
Yes. Okay. And what was the hard cap and how much did you raise in total?
Ой, сейчас мне сложно сказать, потому что
Hard to say at the moment.
Около всего было собрано около на первой стадии
at the first stage of the
среди
ICO,
моих знакомых
among my friends,
было собрано больше, чем $1,5 миллиона.
I gathered more than $1.5 million.
Right.
И на эти деньги мы начали работать над проектом.
So we used those money to start working on our project.
So basically, мы можем говорить о том, что первое это была идея, поэтому
So we can say that basically first it was the idea.
It was a seeds investment.
Okay.
So it was seeds investment. And second stage was
ICO.
regular ICO.
Right. And how much did you raise in the second stage?
In the second stage, we raised nearly 188 bitcoins.
And in dollar terms, at the price then?
No. Second stage was just in bitcoins.
Okay. Okay, I need to go back and check the price of Bitcoin at the time.
288. So 288.
288 bitcoins.
288 Bitcoins.
I was surprised.
Sure.
Wow. And
Это было так давно, что я уже не помню.
It was so long time ago, I don't remember.
Okay, 288 Bitcoins. I wish
На самом деле для нас не было принципиальным количество собранных средств. Мы уже на тот момент имели деньги на...
Actually, we weren't worried a lot about the amounts we gathered in the second stage of the ICO because we had the money for the project from the first one.
Right.
And we also saw the large big investors in this project, so we saw that the project is interesting and it will be supported.
Okay. And then why didn't you tell me about MNX during the ICO? I would have bought more. I found out 6 weeks later. That's a complaint. All right.
Sorry, we didn't know each other.
All right. And the next question is, so there's a MinexSystems website, blockchain solutions company, and there's also Minex Bank, which I understand because I go there every day to park my coins on a monthly basis. And then there's the Minexcoin website, which I also understand, which has the white paper and explains the background. What's MinexSystems? What's that relationship to?
MinexSystems is our company, which is based in Hong Kong. Sorry. And this company tried to, let's in Russian. Это компания, которая разрабатывает продукты, основанные на блокчейне.
This MinexSystems is a development company which develops the products based on blockchain technologies.
Okay, and is it are you both work for MinexSystems?
Yep.
And Alexei and Ruslan and all the others. Okay, so MinexSystem is the company that's created Minexcoin, that's creating Minex Bank and the whole ecosystem.
That's correct.
Not only MinexSystems, as I say, AR and VR apps also.
Okay. And do you do consultancy work for other companies outside of the Minexcoin ecosystem?
Консультируете другие компании?
Мы также разрабатываем некоторые продукты для других компаний.
We also develop some products for other companies outside MinexSystems.
Right, okay. All right, thank you. All right, now let's move on to some questions about the algorithm. Now, these questions were written up before the change. I think last week it was about the base rate change, yeah? So if during these questions you can address some of that, that would be good.
You know, Petrich, it's not a change. Только приведение к нормальному базовому rate.
It's not actually a rates change. We just set them to balance, to accordance to the yearly 70%
basic
rate.
Basic rate.
Right. Okay.
Because now previously, if you multiply the 13 monthly percent to 12, you wouldn't have 70.
Yeah. Sorry, can you hold on? I think my daughter's just come home. 1 second, I'm just going to pause the recording.